Hello friends and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Sophia and I work in film and TV as a freelancer and I'm obsessed with all things personal finance. Today I wanted to do a video about my March recap and how I went financially in March, and then also looking ahead to the month of April, which we are actually in right now. It is the 6th of April today, so I'm a little bit behind, but alas, I just want to set some goals and expectations for the month ahead. It is a very gloomy day today here in Perth, so I've got a cup of tea that I am sipping on. I've got a Hoyan Ho, which is I believe a Chinese herb tea, which is really good if you're starting to feel run down, which I am because I am on an Easter break for a week, which is really nice to just have a week to reset, get ready for block 2 of filming. So I will be heading back to work next week in a week's time, and yeah, hopefully I will feel refreshed for that because I've got another 3 months of solid work, and then don't know what's happening after that, but that is the life of a freelancer. So yeah, I am going to be getting into all the nitty-gritty numbers of last month, just reflecting on how I went. I definitely overspent in some categories, and then also looking ahead to April and how I sort of want to plan my money and make sure that I'm achieving all of my goals. For those of you that are new here, I am 29 years old. I have a partner, but we do not share finances. So all of the finances that you'll see today are just my own. So we haven't combined finances, and I genuinely just love tracking my own finances. So I don't know if we will, maybe we will later down the line when kids and stuff are involved, but for now I'm very happy just tracking my own stuff, knowing exactly what I'm, having as my income and expenses, and, making all those decisions for myself. So I just really thoroughly enjoy doing that. I have been a freelancer since 2020, so I came out from uni straight into COVID, so that was awesome. But yeah, it's been quite consistent for the past 5 years. I obviously have lulls, periods of time where I'm not working as much, which can be quite hard on my budgeting and being able to save and invest, but I do really try to set myself up as much as I can for those breaks that are coming. So yeah, I really try to, even though freelance life is a little bit tumultuous and can be very unpredictable, I do try to control what I can, and really am trying to set myself up to be able to retire or have the option to retire a bit earlier than normal. That's why I put so much focus on it, and hopefully that inspires some of you out there to think more about your finances and also where you want to be sitting in the future, because let's face it, the stats say most of us are going to live a pretty long life, so I'd like to really set myself up to enjoy it when I'm older. So before I do get into anything, a quick little disclaimer here. This is all for entertainment and educational purposes only, and this is not financial advice. So for the structure of this video, I will go through on my laptop. I've got my trusty laptop and my spreadsheet here. So I'm going to go through March. We'll just do a quick little recap on the month, what happened, what I spent, how much I earned, and then we'll delve into April and we'll set up that budget. For anyone interested, the budgeting spreadsheet that I use, I do have linked down below. It is a referral link, and if you enjoy this spreadsheet, I highly recommend using it because it has been a real game changer. I've used it for, I think this is the 4th year of me using this spreadsheet. I didn't create it myself. It's from an Etsy creator, and this is their yearly spreadsheet to budget and track the year, which I find really helpful to give you a year overview of what you spent, your income, where everything came from, where to prioritize your spending, and just allows me to really reflect and use data instead of just vibes when it comes to planning and budgeting for my future. So I will record my screen so that you can see what I'm looking at. So this is the March dashboard. This is what you'll see when you've input all the information into your log. So down the bottom there is a log tab, and that's where you will go in and just log all of the things that you spend your money on, whether it's an expense, a savings, a bill, etc. Looking at March, so March I had a total income of $12,920, which is immaculate. Now I do track gross income, so this is not this isn't net, this is including the tax that I paid and all of that sort of stuff. So this is all the income that I received in the month. I was able to save $6,154, which is amazing. So about 50% of my income. And then I spent, wow, this is actually a really big month. That's insane. That is more than usual. $5,147. So quite a big spending month. So most of my income came from my main 9 to 5 or, 8 to 6:30 because we work 10-hour, 45-minute days in film. Came from that and tax, and then obviously per diems because I'm working away from home. So I have an allowance for food and I end up saving that, investing it, doing what using it to buy groceries, going out to eat, etc. $20 from referrals, so that was from Shopback or not Shopback, from Raiz. I just track that because it's interesting to see how much I get from referrals from Raiz. I had $18.50 in dividends, so that was pretty on par with what I anticipated for the month. And then a whopping $356 in bank interest, which is awesome. So I do wonder if that's more because interest rates went up for savings. And unfortunately for people who are homeowners, I guess their interest rates would have gone up as well, which is a real bummer. So I definitely, in that situation, I'm grateful that I have savings, but I do feel for those who have mortgages and are impacted by the interest rate rises. Coming across to my savings, I put a lot of money away into specifically my investments. So I invested $3,060. And then I also saved $1,244.90 into my house account. So that's for a house deposit. I put $800 into a holiday sinking fund because I'm always sort of planning for a holiday. I want to be prepared for a holiday at any point. Personal care fund, car insurance, shopping, and my boyfriend's 30th. So all of those got added to more than I anticipated, which is awesome. Coming over to my bills, so a few of these are a bit more expensive than what I anticipated. So it was a 3-week or 3-fortnight cycle for rent in the month of March. So it just so happened that my third rent payment still landed in March, so I had to track that in this month. My health insurance, the premium did go up a little bit, so I think it only went up by about $2 a fortnight, hence it being, $1 something more for the month. My phone bill, I obviously paid twice in the month, just because of March being a long month, and it's a 28-day cycle for my phone bill. The rest of the bills were quite standard, and then, again, paid twice for Adobe Creative Suite in the month of March, which is a bummer when that comes out twice. It just makes everything look a little bit worse. I did have to go to the doctor for a hand follow-up. I've got some hand issues after falling on it at a bachelorette party, so that's awesome, and I have to see a hand specialist actually on Wednesday this week, so that's going to be expensive. But anyway, ClassPass, and then we've got a few other subscriptions that came out as well. Coming across to our variable expenses, so these are all over, which is insane. So not a very good month for me at all. So I spent $705 on groceries. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like groceries are just becoming really expensive. Like, it is hard to get out of the grocery store without spending at least $40, even if you're grabbing just a couple of things. So that is insane. I spent $218 on eating out. So that's wild as well, because I can't even tell you what that was for exactly. I know it was a few coffees. I grabbed, what did I get? I got an ice cream. I went out and had like a toasted sandwich with some friends. Like, nothing insane. I didn't do anything extravagant. Mind you, the only restaurant that I went to, my boyfriend actually ended up paying for. So it's a lot of money. Fuel, obviously, with the fuel crisis at the moment, fuel is way more expensive and I had to fuel up multiple times. So that was $262, which is nuts. I did buy some more protein powder, which I wasn't anticipating doing, but they had an after payday sale. So I do like to just take advantage of the sales because it's something I'm gonna use, I'm gonna go through, so I may as well get it while it's like on a sale. So I did that. I spent some money at the pharmacy just grabbing a couple of things. I spent $150 on alcohol. Not good, not good. And this month is already no better because of Saturday night, but alas, that's fine. $15 on car expenses, $4.68 on parking, $185 on gifts. My boyfriend and I went halves in a gift. And then we've got $95 on activities, miscellaneous, $1. That was just like a test charge, I believe, for something, or I think I paid, maybe it was $1 for KO, I can't remember. That is coming to a total of $1,784. So quite a lot there, and obviously I have just got a lot. Oh, the big one here was my car insurance. Obviously came out as well in March, so that's why my total is quite insane for the month of March. I wouldn't say, to be honest, like some of these categories are over, but I obviously haven't gone too crazy in too many categories. I didn't do any shopping, you know, those sorts of categories that can get a little bit crazy. I haven't gone too crazy, and it's sort of just the essentials, which is insane. So alas, that is the overall spending outcome of the month of March. So I feel like it was just a busy month socially. I had some birthdays and just some things pop up that I guess I didn't anticipate spending that much money on, like going out drinking and those sorts of things that yeah, I guess I didn't quite factor in to the month. Coming over to April, let's get into this month. So a few little things for the month of April. I will obviously be driving down to work again, but a portion of that is going to be covered by work. So I feel like my fuel expenses shouldn't be too crazy. I am though going to Mandurah tomorrow, so that's an hour there and back. So I feel like I will be doing a little bit more in terms of using fuel for the month of April, which just adds up quite a bit with the cost of fuel at the moment. However, when it comes to eating out, alcohol, I am spending a bit more because I'm going and seeing friends during this little bit of break over the Easter period, which is really nice, and I don't regret doing that at all. So I think I will just have to budget accordingly and make sure that I have room in my budget to do those sorts of things. Okay, so I'm recording April, so let's get into this month and we will set up this budget a little bit. So coming across to my income, you can sort of see that I've anticipated that my income will probably be around $13,916. So this is a little bit higher because I did get paid some holiday pay for over this little hiatus, and then I'll also just get my normal paychecks, and I think I still get 3 paychecks this month. So it just adds up to a bit more than normal. And then I've obviously got my per diems, and then my tax I think will just be about $3,400 for the month, which is crazy, but we got to pay our taxes. My dividends will be around $250, but they're already at $263 because I can see them pending in my account. So I just put them into my log as soon as I see them pending, and then they're in there for when they, eventually vest and come through. So that's awesome because we love passive income. That is such a big blessing. Coming across to our savings, so I have put some goals in here. So I'd love to hit $2,000 in my house account. I am trying to reach that $3,000 invested, and I have already hit $2,000 because I invested $2,000 of my per diems into my investment account yesterday. So that will process tomorrow once it's not a public holiday. So that's awesome. And if I can invest any more, I think I will definitely try to, because I really do like to hit my investments hard when I'm working full time and have a good amount of cash flow coming in. because I just see a huge benefit in reaching my investment goal early for the year so that I can really chill out if I need to for the rest of the year. Or if I have months where I'm not working as much, then I can just pull back on my investments and not feel like I'm, not achieving my goals for the year. I would love to put $600 into my holiday savings account. And then I just put some money into my other sinking funds because I do still top this up. I did actually reach my West's 30th sinking fund goal, which was $2,500, because I just wanted that money there. Not that I was necessarily going to spend that much money. I'm not sure how much it will end up being because I do actually know what his birthday present will be now, which is really exciting. But it was just nice to have that there so that I can do things and plan things without worrying about it coming out of other buckets of money. Now coming over to my bills, I have obviously had a couple bills come out already, but a lot still to come. So I think most of these should just have, come out either once or twice depending on when they're paid. So it's a very standard month, $1,470, which is kind of insane to think that you pay that much per month just to survive. And obviously some of these subscriptions are not necessary at all. I could cut out, 4 of them at least, but I do enjoy still having some fun things in there, although I will consider getting rid of Kindle Unlimited once I've read this book, because I just figure there's not as many good books on Kindle Unlimited as I would think. It's pretty average books on there. So I'd probably just rather spend $14 a month buying a good book and reading that instead. Now coming across to my expenses, I obviously have plotted in a few numbers here just because the month already started and I wanted to sort of set some little brief goals. I do feel like I think 500 is kind of ambitious for groceries, although when it comes into winter, it is a bit easier to cook soups and very simple meals. So I might be able to get away with 500, but I would not be surprised if this goes over $500 for the month. Eating out, I put 150 and I'm already at 80. I kind of anticipate this might go over, but I don't really love to set myself more than that. So we'll see how we go. And then fuel, I've got 250 in there because of obviously the cost of fuel at the moment is insane. So I'm just preparing for the worst, I guess, but I will obviously get reimbursed my trip up to Perth and then also back down. So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. Shopping, I put 150 because I do plan on buying some new joggers, and then there's a couple of other items that I would love to have for this next block of filming, like face masks and stuff, just little bits and pieces that I would love to get from the shops while I'm up here. So this could end up being more than 150, depends if I'm successful with getting joggers. Coming down my alcohol budget, I'm gonna bump this up to 150 because we're already over. Saturday night was not good for this. I tapped my card way too many times. I bought way too many glasses of wine, but it was really fun. So don't really regret it, but it is sad when you see that amount of money go and you're only getting small pours of wine. They were really stingy actually on the weekend. So anyway, that's fine. It was good fun. Uber transport, I've already spent $20, and then I'm not sure, maybe I'll go out again this week, but I don't know if I'll be paying for the Uber or not. We'll see. Gifts, I've put $250. To be honest, this could end up being considerably more because of my boyfriend's 30th being this month. You know what I did realize as well is that I am going to the doctor this month, or the specialist, and that's going to be, I think, about $200, which is insane. So I will add that into my bills. So yeah, it is my boyfriend's 30th this month, so I figure I will probably be spending quite a lot on gifts, but I didn't really want to put that in there because I'm just not sure if that money will be spent this month or if it's going to be spent a bit later. We'll see how we go. And then books, I did put $15 in there because maybe I will cancel Kindle Unlimited and just buy a book. And then event or activity, I do think I will go to the sauna at some point this week with my boyfriend, so that's about $30. So I've set some money aside for that. And then $30 on miscellaneous. Now this is a very cheeky purchase. So in film and TV, we do, well, depends where you work, I guess, but we do $5 Friday, which is on set. They do it's just a pot of money. You put in $5 on a Friday and then they put your name in a draw. If you win the money. It's a bit of gambling, so don't encourage it at all. And then on the last day of block one, we did $50, or it was like $50, pot. So you put in $50 instead for a ticket. And so me and a couple of the friends went in together and yeah, we bought a couple tickets, but then it was only $30 each. We didn't win, sadly, but the person who did, it's good for them. They get to, walk away with a bit of money, and yeah, so it's just a little bit of fun for a Friday. The month ahead is looking rather, I think rather standard. So I feel like I will end up spending probably like $3.5 depending on where I sit with all my other categories. I am definitely noticing this year compared to last and even the year before, my monthly expenses have increased. And I think a lot of that is generally due to the cost of living is just increasing quite considerably and quite quickly. So I have noticed, the price of groceries, the price of going out and eating, the price of fuel, everything is slowly increasing. And I guess that just goes to tell me like how important it is to invest now and really set myself up for the future so that I can have disposable income in the future and not have to worry about working and, earning absolutely every penny in the future. I can just sort of do the work now and put the money aside now so that in the future I can relax a little bit more and not be, stressed about being able to afford to go out and have a drink or, just buy something nice at the grocery store, because yeah, it all adds up, which is kind of insane. Anyway, that is all for my recap on March and looking ahead to the month of April. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to make sure to subscribe, because that really supports me, and leave a comment if you have any big goals or things that you're trying to work towards in the month of April, because we can all support each other in the comments below. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.